The time is now, the time is here. Round up the soldiers and lend me your ear. Pick your head up, stick your chest out, be strong. Listen closely, cause men can't always be wrong.
What's up, everybody? It's your guy Swin.
Your boy Jake Bean, we back at it again.
And men can't always be wrong, man. Podcast brought to you by CTR Media Network, man. And Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
We've been on a little hiatus.
Yes, sir. New year, new us. Let's get it, man. How you been, JB?
Good, man. You know, had a peaceful New Year. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's been pretty good, man. I've been good. It's been drama popping off other places outside of me. So that's that's good. As long as it ain't happening in my world, you can keep that drama on your side. Man, any New Year's resolutions, bro?
Oh yeah, man. Get this money.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yes, sir. Also, too, man, if you want to reach out to us, man, you can hit us up now. You can reach out and contact us, man, at contact@mcabw.com, man. You know what I'm saying? Send an email to contact@mcabw.com if you want to reach out to us and you want to find out more information about us, do business with us, brand sponsorship partnerships with us, or if you want to get information on how to register to be a guest on our show, man, make sure you reach out to you guys.
And also, you can see us on CTR Media website also.
Exactly. CTRmedianetwork.com. Go on there, man. They have a new app. Make sure you check them out, man. All the amazing podcasts, man. If you want to start a podcast yourself and learn how to do it, man, holler at Coach Tina Ramsey.
Right. That's Ramsey.
Get in the game, man. The game is still new. Get in the game, man. So, like JB say, man, the resolution, one of them is, man, to get this money. We all try to do that. Financial freedom, bro.
Yeah,
get
man.
out to the rat race. You know,
definitely got that 9 to 5, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's been a lot going. There's been a lot going on, man. Like, already.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm thankful, man. You know, the Lord let me see another year. I'm here. I'm in good health.
Yeah.
This past weekend, man, we celebrated my auntie's 75th birthday. So that was a blessing to see family. A lot of us ain't been in the same spot together since my great-grandmother passed. You know, or my grandmother celebrated her 80th, last year. A lot of us hadn't seen each other, man. And hopefully we do more of this stuff, man, get together for good causes and happy reasons instead of when something bad happened or somebody passing away. Because everybody need to network with each other, know who the family is and everything, man. I found out I met some new cousins. They not new, but they new to me. And man, I got kinfolk all over Louisiana, Mississippi, kinfolk in the NFL, all kind of stuff, man. It was good, man. Just catching up with family, seeing everybody having a good time. Shout out to everybody that showed up. Let's see, man. We got a comment coming in. Hey, Mr. Clay, the one.
Hey,
Commander.
The one.
Hey, that's what's up, family, man. Shout out to, man, Mr. Clay. Man, make sure y'all check him out, man, this Wednesday. Every Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock, man, Central Time. Wind Down Wednesdays, man. Tap in with Mr. J.F. Clay. Also, too, man, if you see his comment, you following us on YouTube, man, go to his YouTube channel, subscribe. And on Saturdays, he got the True Sessions. Tap in, man, if you want to get some real history, some real knowledge with somebody who knows what they're talking about and has experience and has lived through a lot of this stuff that they speaking on, man, holler at Mr. Clay, man. Tap in with him. I always show love to the podcast.
We had three interviews with him too, man. Check that out on our page too.
Exactly, man. Check out our podcast, man. Check it out on Spotify, also too, Pandora, anywhere with major podcasts or stream platforms, man. Check us out, man. Man, we had some really good episodes with Mr. Clay and many more to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real. That's fam, man.
Yeah.
That's fam. I learn something new every time I talk to Mr. Clay. Learn something new, man. Especially you want to tap into history, man, and what's real. Get up with him, man. So, man, man, there's been a lot of stuff going on, bro.
Yeah, I was trying to say, like, you see, we went, man, see, we got the Epstein file. What do you think about that, man?
Man,
They dropped some more names.
This ain't, you know, I think they pussyfooting with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they got it, man. Just put it out.
Yeah.
It's just that they just worried about who's on it.
Yeah.
And we've already, so many of us have already seen footage and pictures of all these politicians, these supposed to be elite people, all hanging together in certain spots where it look like they're doing rituals. Man, just put the list out there, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put the list out there. And let what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, y'all got the list. Why y'all holding on to it?
No, they've been dropping them on Twitter, you know.
Just put the whole list out there.
I can't. I'm gonna call it Twitter. I ain't gonna call it
X. Yeah.
But yeah, they've been dropping them.
Man, Mr. Clay said, man, it's a real purge coming for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of these people, man, they turning on each other, man. You know what, Mr. Clay, man, you free, man? You want to come on?
Yeah, hop in. Yeah.
Man, you want to come on, man? Hit us up in the chat. You want to jump on? Yeah, man. If you're available, man, I'm finna send a link to you. So yes, sir. Let me get stuff. Let me get this straight.
Yeah. Yeah, so many.
Clay, you can jump on in here.
So many people, the world leaders and movie stars and everything on that list, man. So.
Exactly. And so,
yeah,
man, we know, man, a lot of people, man, coming out, a lot of people been saying for a long time that Hollywood is dirty. That there's a lot of freaky stuff that goes on in Hollywood. I've known music artists that, you know, they was able to get their foot in the game and see what's going on behind closed doors and say some of the wild stuff. One of my good friends, man, Mr. Ace Divine, he's passed, but he said he was invited to one of these Hollywood parties. And just like Cat Williams said way back in the day, they got the room where they got the drugs in it. They got the room where there's dudes getting it on with dudes and all kind of stuff. Each room got a theme in it, you know?
Yeah.
And he said he had to they had to do like NDAs and all kind of stuff. But he said he made an excuse to go outside to go back to his car so he could, you know, so he could leave. He said he had to go get something from his car and he dipped out. He said, man, it was too much for him. But R.I.P. to my boy Ace, man, and he was a very honest person. And Cat has said this numerous times, man. I remember I seen Cat live at the Toyota Center, and he talked about how, you know how they used to have the Parkers, right?
Yeah.
Monique. How you doing, Miss Octavia? Good to see you. And so they had the Parkers, and remember the guy used to play the part, Mr. Ogilvy.
Yeah, he said he'd make a joke about that.
Yeah, he said Mr. Ogilvy making out with another man. You know, he said he had one of these Hollywood. That was way back in the day. So he been telling people what's going on out there in the Hollywood. You know, you shouldn't be surprised at all. I
ain't surprised because people have stuff going on in their own house. So I just imagine people what we got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With money comes power. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And some people, man. ATL is here. Miss Octavia, how you doing this evening? Happy New Year to you too. Yes, man. But yeah, man, it's always stuff popping off and like what you won't do for $1. You know, where you sell your soul.
A lot of people that sell their soul for $1.
You know, I'm not down for it. I don't swing that direction, bro. So now it ain't no amount of money in the world.
We got that. Then we got the P Diddy situation.
Yeah. And so he brought that up too, man. And so we got a comment from Mr. Octavia. It's a funny thing about Cat. No one has said that what he was saying is not true. And that is a fact. Nobody is saying that what he said is a lie. Some people are saying that, hey man, he's saying a couple of things they feel like it might be a little different, some things that happen different, but nobody's saying he's outright lying.
Yeah.
At all. And these guys, man, somebody said, man, Gary Owens is like, he said, you lucky that he's saying your name, man, because that's publicity for you.
Yeah.
But also, too, man, and who was it, man? It was like these guys are coming out because they say a hit dog a holler. If he lying, just say he lying and going about your business.
Yeah.
These guys doing everything but saying he lying.
Right. they brought Ludacris out of retirement.
Yeah, he been doing his State Farm commercials, and he got out there and did that. Man, you don't rap against no Cat. Cat had a Dipset album.
Right.
Did people forget about that? He had a Dipset album, and the album was good. He was out rapping rappers. So man, roof. Yeah, hit dog and holler. Yeah, if it don't pertain to you, then just let it slide.
Yeah.
But he said a lot of things in the interview, man, and I agree with a lot of things he said. He said, dealing with the entertainment business, and like he talked about, man, he can't be canceled. He said, a man say he do 100 shows a year, and that's the truth. Because when Cat come, you don't see like a whole bunch of promotion. You get an email. You might get an email. Like here in Houston, we got the Toyota Center. You might get an email saying that, hey, he at the Toyota Center. You can buy tickets this early, but you don't see a lot of blast on social media, none of that kind of stuff. And the man's so good, he like Dave Chappelle. He could just pop up anytime and create a show.
People gonna show up.
And people gonna go. They gonna go. It could be that same day. People are buying tickets and they going. And so you can't cancel him. He got a loyal following.
Yeah. But he was definitely playing chess, man. He lined himself up to make some change,
Oh yeah, man. Every move is calculated.
Yeah.
Every move is calculated. And somebody brought up the other day, man. Shout out to CTR Media Network. He's the only comedian I have spent money. I've seen Dave Chappelle, D.L. Hughley, Cat Williams, Lavelle Crawford, Kevin Hart, Adele Gibbons. She was funny. I seen her. Yeah, man. But yeah, bro. This dude here.
Yeah,
he just going in.
I saw Ali Sadiq.
Oh yeah, and I seen Ali Sadiq. Yeah, I seen him once.
Yeah.
The Houston Empire.
Yeah, that's where I saw him at too. But it's just crazy, man. He made like good points, man. Like, and then he also touched on education, man. That probably shocked a lot of people, man. Cause like it's true, like they don't teach these kids cursive, man.
Not anymore.
Like, that was just and what I heard too is like they said that you're your most creative writing like thoughts when you write in cursive and not in print.
Yeah.
But it's like stuff that were like basic to us is like they're doing away with it. They're making these.
Man, they're doing away with it, and some of these youngsters act like it's too difficult to do.
Yeah,
this was crazy. I'm meeting people that's in middle school that can barely do multiplication.
Yeah.
And division. Talking about, I can't do all that. I can't do all the decimals and the percentages and you know that. And I'm like, hold up, that stuff simple as like the stuff they struggling with. We had that down by the third grade. When I was in third grade, we had multiplication division down. These kids are struggling with stuff we learned in the third grade.
Man, the gap between us and other countries is gonna get bad, man. Because like overseas, they don't play with education,
No, they don't. They know that education is a form to financial stability and freedom.
Yeah.
And, man, in certain countries, man, the country pays for your education. When we had Gaddafi, man, Gaddafi was paying for people to go to college, medical school, and stuff like that. And in Germany, in certain cases, they pay for your college.
all the innovators and stuff. You know, you ain't gonna have that in America because you know they're not teaching the kids about science and math and you know.
Yeah, you see what Miss Octavia put down there?
Yeah.
These kids are so dumbed down. It's sad. They don't even know states.
Yeah.
That's the God honest truth.
Yeah.
That's the God honest truth. Man, they used to make us memorize the states and the state capitals.
And the capitals, yeah. All 50.
Yeah. You remember that joke Chris Rock had? Oh, you think oh, you smarter than me? You think, well, can you whoop my ass? 1, 2, 4, 5. I know how to count too, you know. What's up, Mr. Clay?
Hey,
Clay.
Everybody, man.
What's going on? What's going on, fam?
What's up, man? Not much, sir.
Oh man, I was kicked back, relaxing, listening to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's what's up.
Man, you always bring us in, and we got to bring you back in, man.
Yes, sir.
It's all love. So, what's your take?
Yes, indeed.
What's your take on some of these comments that Cat Williams made?
Oh man, Cat Williams, spot on.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an old adage by old Mark Twain.
Yes, sir.
Mark Twain says, "What happens when you take the cat by the tail?" You know, this is what happens when you take the cat by the tail, which actually means that you're going to find out something that you didn't know, right?
Okay.
So, pun intended, you know, catching the cat by the tail, you know, and this is what they've done. Finally, there's a platform that was culpable for him to be able to say what it is that he's saying, right? So, so what most people are not realizing, because they're not familiar with the culture, with the prison culture, is that in the late 80s is when it started to begin to be hip to snitch. You know what I mean? It was like, get me there first so I can get down on him. You know what I mean? And so people are not aware that the culture has changed. And I'm not saying Cat is snitching. I'm saying that a lot of people are, but what Cat is doing is actually causing you to become aware of what's happening, right? And like you said, he had been blew the whistle a long time ago. And what they did was try to defame him, to discredit him. Yes, yes, absolutely. And but Cat was able to escape them because he was self-made.
Yeah.
They didn't make him.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So Cat puts himself on. To your point earlier about like popping up like David Chappelle anywhere, you know what I'm saying? He's going to draw a crowd. And that is so true. So by him getting this platform and was able to air that out and get people to see how things really appear. And if, you know, anyone been in any of the podcasts or any of the sessions that you and I, of course, been on, the truth session, we've been talking about seeing clearly to see how things really appear. And that's basically what Cat is trying to do. He's trying to get them, hey, man, look, that ain't what it appears to be.
Yeah.
You know, you might not want to touch that. You might not want to deal with that. You know, but yeah.
Yeah, he when he talked about it, he said, "Oh boy, I tried to make a move on him to offer to perform fellatio on him." And it said, in front of his crew. And he said he turned it down, but there was 3 other brothers in the lobby waiting, you know, to audition for that role, and one of them got the role.
Yes.
And throughout the years, we've all heard about the casting couch.
Yes.
Certain things. And it's crazy in Hollywood too. Like, our people don't get awards until they play negative characters.
Correct.
You know, Denzel, man, you know, Training Day. That's one of his best performances. Halle Berry in Monsters Ball.
She
got her first Oscar from the sex scene. You know, and I'm like, and if you watch that movie, that don't look like no acting.
Correct.
That looks like a real sex scene. Like they look like somebody. It look like an adult movie, and they
Yeah.
hit record and say, "Let's go."
Absolutely. Now Gil's on Gil's podcast. He said he overheard a conversation. Did you catch that one?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he said he overheard the conversation of them saying, "Oh, like, oh, you don't know us now, huh?" You know, allegedly, you know. So, but yeah, he heard the conversation. It's a lot that goes on, and I think one of the things that Cat is really trying to do is, and in this particular season, it's all about grounding. He's trying to ground you, get you positioned and foundationalized so that you won't be carried away with what it is that they're doing in Hollywood, and kind of, you know, get back with yourself, and you can live the way that you're supposed to live and not be trying to be someone else. And this is what we've been talking about too, being real. Exactly. Are you really real? Are you AI? Are you artificial intelligence? Who are you really trying to be? And this is one of the points that he's really trying to stress as well. Yeah. That we've left off being ourselves and we're trying to be someone else other than who we're really supposed to be. Yeah.
Also chasing their dollar and acceptance from them.
Oh man, listen. You know? Oh yeah, that almighty dollar, man. Hey, them boys, they sung about it, man. Them OJs, man. Man, he said that almighty dollar.
Love money.
Man, love of money, baby, make you kill your own mother for the love of money. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it is a materialistic world that we're living in. Yeah, it is extremely difficult to almost have a relationship with any sister that feels like that she has achieved some level of success. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, I deserve the best of everything. You're supposed to do this for me. You're supposed to do that for me. And that makes it extremely hard because the females statistically are more financially stable than the black male is. So that makes it extremely hard to have a relationship that's going to be based off of real love. And when I say real love, I'm not talking about a feeling, because in a relationship, real feeling comes from affection. Mm-hmm. Love needs affection to operate properly in a relationship. So it is extremely hard to have affection for a female that wants material things. Her affection is for those material things. And sisters, I'm not knocking every sister, but if you be open and honest, because I know if it's not you, you got some girlfriends like that.
Yeah, superficial.
Yes, they want those nails done. They want that hair done. They want the feet done. They want those purses. You got to get that purse, man. If you don't get that purse, ain't nothing happening. And
I had a lady, man. I had a lady, and she was getting a weave done or Swin. It was about $300, $400, right?
Yes.
And we was in a relationship, and I said, hey, you gonna have to chill on that. I can't do that right now. You know? You can't get my hair done. And I was thinking to myself, you can't get your hair done.
Right. Exactly.
All my bills is covered. My house, my mortgage is paid, my notes is paid, everything good. I got money in my pocket. I just can't justify paying $400 for you to put somebody else's hair in your head.
Exactly. And
you can't do it.
Yeah. And there's times that our sisters, they get angry with us because we don't support that. Now, for me, I'm an all natural guy. I'm not into the fictitious stuff, and that doesn't mean I don't like a female that accentuate herself, make herself beautiful, and all of that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about those sisters that are superfluous, with the eyelashes out here, you know what I mean, and their makeup is caked on, and they're just not foundationalized. They don't have a base, and then they just move from there and enhance their beauty.
Yeah.
You got things that are superfluous. And they'll dog the male out and talk about him, tell him he ain't this, that, and the other thing.
Exactly.
While they're gold digging. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Miss Octavia says, text green, game over if you can't support your own habits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it happens like that. You know, for me, a real relationship for me, man, is that when a man and a woman comes together and they decide what it is that they want to do and they figure out how to make it work, right? Because the female may be more financially stable than the male, but then there is something else that the male brings to the relationship that the female needs. And it's like a trade-off.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Because there you go. And it's called balancing.
Yep.
Where you harmonize and you balance. And without that in a relationship, it's not going to work right. You know, and I've seen it where, man, these guys that are not more financially stable than the female allow her to treat him in a kind of way, talk to him in a kind of way. And then he takes it. He stays there. He deals with it. He has to deal with her, flirting with other men, and sometimes even going out on other dates with other men. Mm-hmm. So you have a problem with that. But what I've found for me is, and this is why I'm stating this for me, that organic woman that's comfortable in her own skin, that knows what she wants, and she's full of peace. She want to bring peace to you. And there is nothing like a man having peace. Exactly. Because with that peace comes our number one pet peeve, and that is respect.
Exactly. Yeah.
That if that sister respects you, she can get you to do anything because of the respect that she has for you.
Yeah. A lot of people say I'll take love. I'll take respect over love any day.
Respect over love.
Yes, indeed, for sure.
Without no respect, there is no love, right?
Correct.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can't love me if you don't respect me.
Correct. You're just an individual in a relationship that's basically being used.
Exactly. You're a pawn in their game.
Exactly.
So many people got a game plan, and you just a part in it. You're a piece of the puzzle for them.
Exactly.
For them to get to the next step, or you're a safety net for them until they get what they really want as a person or a thing. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? I've been used as a safety net so somebody can get a home. You know? And it didn't feel good, man. You know, I actually love this person. But they was worried about material stuff.
Correct.
So man,
correct.
Now that light is on.
Yes.
You fooled again like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I won't put myself in that position again. And like we said, with this platform, the men can't always be wrong. We're not bashing women. What we are, we just helping men and see what's really out there before they get themselves in a situation that's gonna be hard to get out.
Yes.
Or they're gonna have something they're gonna have 18 years of dealing with.
Yes.
They made a kid with somebody they made a kid with. Or they done married somebody and now they got half of their stuff taken.
Yes.
We not bashing women. We love women over here.
Yes, absolutely. And here is another extraordinary thing that happens as well. You can be in a relationship with a sister.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you've been growing with her, you've been working with her. But the things that you've asked her to institute in the relationship, she was unwilling to do so. Due one fact being maybe too immature. And then another fact is that I really don't want to be here, but you're providing some measures of safety for me.
Yeah.
And so when that relationship ends, it's funny how that you can see her giving him what you were asking her to give you. You get that in these relationships, and there is nothing more disheartening than that when you've been given your all in a relationship. And you have these kind of, yes, you have these kind of personalities out here that do those things, and they wonder why men just say, hey, you know what? No, I don't even want to deal with that. I don't even, hey, we can kick it, but I don't want to be in a relationship with you. You know what I'm saying? When you need me, I need you, and we can, we can spin the block or whatever.
Yeah.
But again, for me, that queen that brings that peace, because see, with peace, it settles you and you're able to accomplish your purpose.
Exactly.
And when you can accomplish that purpose, it aligns the relationship. Because basically, that queen wants to be wanted and wants to be needed. And when she brings that peace and it allows you to fulfill your purpose, then you can easily transfer that to her.
Exactly.
Without toxicity, without trauma bonding, you know what I'm saying? Without all of the arguments and all of that, that will cease to exist, period. In the relationship. Most relationships, believe it or not, and I know you guys know this, end because of what? Finances.
Yeah.
Marriages.
Finances. Finances is ahead of infidelity.
Yes. 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 It's fascinating. It is fascinating to watch this happen. And you're saying to yourself, this is really not happening, but you're watching it happen. Right? You're like, no, this can't be happening.
Not me. No, not me. Like the
outcast.
Yeah.
And it's really happening.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I had to walk away from a relationship because of materialism. Yeah. I actually didn't walk away. I actually left running with my shoes in my hands.
You had to get the Kuta Kente on, huh?
Hey, man, listen. Hey, I promise you, I am not kidding. I left running with my shoes in my hands, man, because, hey, listen, I can't wrap my mind around what you have going on with you.
Yeah.
Because it's not aligning. Wait a minute. You're doing that, but it's not for me or us.
Yeah.
Now we have a problem, right? Because I don't say anything doesn't mean I don't know.
Exactly.
And there is always this moment of measure where we're giving someone an opportunity to self-correct.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. That's why oftentimes people stay in relationships longer, because they're hoping that someone would self-correct. And needless to say, when that materialistic spirit has taken hold to them, they're not going to transition from that, because it's feeding something in them, right? They have an appetite for that. Yeah. And you know as well as I do, when you don't feel an appetite, what happens? A person or a thing begins to act out. And you're trying to figure out, why are you acting out? Well, I'm acting out because my appetite isn't being fed.
Yeah.
And this is what most people don't know in relationships, why someone is acting out, because something in them isn't being fed. Yeah. Now, let's take this, for example.
Not being met. It's like
yes, there are young men right now. They got the bag.
Yeah.
But they have no morals.
Yeah.
They have no respect. They have no respect for their sister. Yeah. Right? They're going to have her and then have 2 or 3 more on the side. Right? Because they have no morals, or they're not emotionally intellectual.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with their emotions. Right? And so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mr. Clay, with the way the situation is in the dating market is right now too, what we're seeing is a lot of these females don't want to be in serious relationships. It's a hookup culture.
Yes.
So
Yes,
is it
absolutely.
completely the man's fault if you guys more than one woman on standby?
Yes.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Wait a minute. Repeat that.
I was saying, is it completely the man's fault if he got more than one woman on standby? Because this is hookup culture.
Right. If in my opinion, if there is an agreement, if there should be an agreement that, hey, this is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But as you're saying, it's almost like this unspoken rule now that we're in this hookup culture. We can hook up and, and date for a few minutes, for a couple of days, a week or whatever. We'll be off and on and off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then also there are some queens that like open relationships. They don't care as long as you don't bring it home. Don't bring it here. Long as there's no conflict. You know what I mean? And as long as I'm preeminent, long as I'm first, I'm good with that. Because basically what tends to happen is that there are more women than there are men.
Yeah.
In terms of availability. So that means that if that woman wants to keep that man, she's going to do what's necessary without, let's say, compromising her morals. Because basically she allow a guy to be in an altered relationship doesn't mean that she's compromising her morals. It means that she's probably calculating for, okay, this, that, and the other thing. And so therefore I may need to just stay put and do this. It's an old saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Right?
Exactly. Well, Miss Octavia has a comment on it. You say, what do you expect when you idolize the ho-ho-hos?
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, good one.
And you got a lot of people that do. They put them on the pedestal and then they go looking for love in that person, in that type of person.
Yes.
And men do it too, as in women. Like women turn a blind eye to good guys and men turn a blind eye to good women.
Yes.
I can honestly say all of us that came across someone who's like, oh man, I wish I could have held on to that one, or that was the one that got away. We all got those stories.
Exactly. I guarantee you somebody right now peeping around the corner saying, damn, I sure wish I wouldn't have left her, or damn, I wish I wouldn't have left him, because in their summation, they thought that you weren't going to advance without them. So and oftentimes when they see that you're being progressive and you're prospering in life, then they come with the antics. Then they're going to come with trying to disturb what you have going on. They're going to do all kind of fallacious things. They're going to do all kind of crazy acts. When you look up, they them put something in your DM box or in somebody else's DM box. You know what I'm saying? Or they at somebody's house knocking on the door,
trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah. That's the truth, man. Because they thought that they was the juice, and they thought they was the catalyst in your life. And then as soon as you got away from them, your life kept moving forward, and they stayed in the same place.
Right.
And their life ain't went nowhere. They've been stagnant the whole time. You've been out of their life.
Right.
So many people like that, man. It's crazy.
Right. Because I'm a counselor, so I've seen it where people, where they purposely want to sabotage someone else's life. They want to do whatever they can to destroy it. Let's say, for example, I'm counseling with someone and they're in a relationship, right, with someone else, male and female. The female comes in for counsel, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing she wants to do is talk about him, how bad he is, and to dog him and to talk him down, right?
Yeah.
I said, no. We're not going to do that. I said, in fact, we're not going to talk about him at all. We're here to talk about you.
Yeah.
What did you do? Where were you complicit? Right? When did you know that things weren't where they supposed to be and you should have walked away? When did you realize that?
Yeah.
And once you start to ask a number of questions and get them to answer it, then they can see where they were complicit. And then they can see where they need to work on themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And then let's say that their counterpart comes in to get counsel. Here he come in with the same thing. No, player. We're not getting ready to do that. We're going to talk about you. And then we put both of them together in the room after they've had an opportunity to self-actualize and to download the information, right? So you ought to see it. So when they come in, it's almost like they're agreeing with each other, like we ain't gonna tell on each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you really, when you're counseling with people, and specifically relationships, you have to be skilled with demonstrating with them. One of the techniques that I always use when I'm counseling is that it's not so much that I'm even listening to what you're saying. I'm listening to what you're not saying, right?
Yeah.
Because what you're not saying is actually where the information is.
It's telling me more about you.
Exactly. Exactly. So most people don't know what they're getting into. Yeah. Most people don't know what they're getting into when they come into counseling. They think it's just going to be some type of game where you can go in there and run game and just say this and everything is going to be all right. But no, that's not what it's all about. Yeah. It's about you. It's not about me. It's about you. It's not about them. It's about you.
I had to trick my spouse into going to counseling.
Uh-huh.
I had to trick her into going.
Yes, sir.
And her words was, "I don't want nobody to tell me I'm wrong." That was her words.
Oh, wow.
I don't want nobody to tell me. I looked at her, I was like, what?
Right.
So you want to keep living in the drama.
Exactly.
So we can get some peace, so we can have some happiness and peace, like when we first met,
Right.
Some of these situations to fix some of these issues you're dealing with, because there was a lot of abandonment issues and all kind of stuff, man. A lot of trauma.
Separation anxiety. Yeah.
Past trauma.
Yeah.
None of that coming up. I had both of my parents coming up,
Right. Yeah. Likewise, I did as well.
Yeah.
My thing is that when you take a minute and think about it, because I work in the mental and spiritual realm, right? I'm a cog. So for me, I have to have space. I have to be able to get away and think and meditate and ponder and self-actualize, right? I have to zen. Just cutting to the chase. I have to zen. So if I'm in a relationship with someone that doesn't allot for that, then quite naturally that relationship isn't a good fit.
Yeah.
Although there may be some benefits there, the benefits does not outweigh what needs to happen, right?
Yeah.
For the success of what I need peace.
Yeah.
I can't have an open environment where anything is going on and you're doing anything. Because if you know anything about being a cog and being spiritually inclined, you understand energy.
Yeah.
And you know when someone is dealing with other energy, when other energy is present, right?
Yep.
I often tell people, you can lie, but energy cannot.
Exactly.
Yes, energy is exactly what it is, and it can't tell you anything else but what it is, right?
Yep.
For example, even a lie is made of energy, right?
Right. Sadly, it is. Yeah.
Exactly. So that energy that's a lie, you can tell that that's a lie. It's an energy that produces a lie. And it can't tell anything else but a lie. So this is what people aren't grasping. Some are, some aren't. They're not grasping that, hey, he's not reading you, he's reading your energy, because we have an energy field that's filled full of information about us. So anyone that has the ability to be able to read energy, to sense energy, if they are a empath or they are empathic, they're able to sense and feel. And when I say feel, I'm not talking about emotions. I'm talking about with your spirit. In the Hebrew, it's a word for it. It's called the neshama. The neshama in the Hebrew is your spirit, and it's also called what we refer to as a filler spirit. It feels. In other words, it senses.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest powers that we have is the ability to sense. Everything is based off of sense. Touch, smell. Your eyes are also based off of sense. Your brain, your thinking is based off of sense, off of sensing. It is one of the greatest powers that we have. And if you develop it, it is easier for you to know when something is on and when something is off. When it's either it's balanced or there's an imbalance, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're able to sense that. And with sensing that, not that you get out of character and become emotionally unstable, it gives you the ability to sense how to balance it. And if there's no place for balance, then you know what? I have to walk away from this.
Yep.
The greatest power that you have is the ability to walk the fuck away.
Exactly.
You hear what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, walk the fuck away.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't say it, because you can't take it back, right?
Yeah.
You can't take it back. I've been in situations, P. Swin and J. Bing, I've been in situations, man, where I've been slapped. You know what I'm saying? I've been choked and all of that. And I maintained, right, my stability. I maintained my wit and my wherewithal. And you know what I did? I walked the fuck away, because it wasn't worth it. If you will do this, then you are capable of doing anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not so sure if I can handle anything else beyond this point that has happened. So let me walk the fuck away. And excuse me for using the expletive. I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to bleep it out. So you know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of elongating it, so you'll be able to.
Oh, it's all good. We didn't develop good editing skills in this past.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. So, but yes, don't lose your cool. I know how hard it is, but don't lose your cool, because you can lose everything. They will lock you up.
Yeah.
And they're going to superimpose other things on you. For example, they're going to find you. They'll probably give you some jail time. And then they're going to send you to anger management classes and courses. Then also, they're going to slap a restraining order on you, right? You can't go within 100 feet. It's all kinds of things that can derive from that incident that you could have just walked away.
And you ain't even got to go 0 to 100. You can go to 0 to 20 and still get all of that.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is always my advice. It's always better to not have than to have, right? Because we're all trained in the arts. The first principle is to disengage. Our first principle is not even to engage.
Avoid conflict.
Exactly. At all costs, avoid conflict. Now, we do know if conflict is necessary, then we know that I have to disable you. We ain't fighting. I'm going to disable you so that when I walk away, there is nothing that you can do to me.
Secure the threat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes. So there are certain people that you don't want to activate and open up, and they come out that bag on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And specifically for those of us that are trained, man, you have no idea the type of punishment I could put on you. So the best thing for you to do is go where you're going, and I'm going where I'm going. You know what I mean? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You get out of here.
Yeah.
So,
I had a homeboy, man. He looked like a human pit bull. This dude, he knew like 3 different martial arts styles.
mhm.
He used to punch bricks every day. He had a bag full of broken rocks.
Yes.
He used to punch, and they had sharp edges on them. And he would punch those every day. He had a powder on it, so when he hit it, the powder would get in and kind of numb his knuckles. But he would punch his bag of bricks and rocks every day, punch and kick it.
Yes.
The dude was smaller than me, but he could military press 315. You know?
Yes, indeed.
Did. And I'm like, this dude is a monster.
Yes, indeed.
I'm
yes,
glad
indeed.
he's my homeboy. I don't want any problems with him. But
Yeah, he was a beast.
I'm glad he with me, you know?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I used to. Back in the days, I used to power lift.
Okay.
When I was much younger, I used to power lift. I squatted over 7, deadlift 675, and bench 450. And I did this at 198, 198 pounds. Yeah.
How tall are you, Mr. Clay?
6 feet.
All right, I'm 5'11 and a half, and I weighed about the same, 198. I got to about 440 on the bench press. The most I ever squatted, man, was probably 550, and I probably could have squatted more, but I wasn't trying.
Yeah, that's crazy weight though. That's crazy weight. Yeah, and the thing about it is because I squatted so much, I squatted over 7, like about 775, and what it would do was hyperextend my elbows.
Yeah. Because
you have to, it's a certain way you got to ride that weight on your back when you're powerlifting, when you're squatting. You got a little groove back here on your back, up here by your trapezius.
Yeah.
On the back of them, and you let that bar roll down and get in that groove. But what it does is it overextends your elbows and make them really tender and sore. You know, so without squatting, I was easily around about 525 on the bench. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We for humans, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you, Mr. Clay.
Sure.
So what do you think, like, say for instance, this is a hypothetical situation. Like, say for instance, like you with your queen and she calls the police on you. Can that relationship ever be saved or resolved, or is it just over with? What are your thoughts on that?
I've had that happen to me before. Yeah. I've had that happen to me before. It's over with. It's over with at that point. Check this out. It's over with. It's over with at that point. But however, it may tend to extend a little longer. But it was over with at that point. Because what's inevitably going to happen is that there's going to be a trigger that triggers you that, you know what, you call popo on me. And you are eventually going to walk away from that relationship. However, there are some that are going to immediately leave and never look back. But it happened the moment that it happened, because there's just something about a female that calls the police on you. You already know that she intends to hurt you in a way that it takes away your manhood and your authority.
Yeah.
Right? And it brings in disrespect.
Yeah.
Because what she's saying is that I'm going to call my daddy on you. Who is her daddy? Quote unquote, for educational purposes only. The European. European is her daddy. She's going to call her daddy and tell her daddy that you're acting up, and then he's going to discipline you for her. That's disrespect on one of the highest levels of disrespect. So no, you can't. You're not going to mend that. That's going to be forever broken. Now there'll be some that I can go to. Okay, go ahead and try it. It's an old adage, man. If you do it once, you do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it
If
again.
you do it once, you do it again.
Yeah.
And you have to think about what could trigger you to call the police on me, and I'm your king. I'm your man. What could trigger you if I haven't put my hands on you or anything of that nature, or threaten you to harm you or to hurt you in any kind of physical way? What in you would be a determining factor to get you to do that? And see, and that's it. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're trying to find out. Why would you do something like that?
I would say somebody that, that wants control. They want to control everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or something
Absolutely.
like that. Now they got something over your head. Because if they do call the police and the police take you away, now you got a record, and they know that all you got to do is go like this.
Correct.
And you up under them if you stay in that relationship. Like
correct.
You say, once that happened, you got to leave.
Correct.
You already showed you who they are.
Yes. And when they do that, believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Did
that do any justice, JB?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I just want to get that information out there, man, because some people be in that situation and they stay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that love is out the window, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what that's going to do is create a construct for disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to T. Swin's point, yes, it's going to develop a system of control where I can control you. If I don't like what you say to me, if I don't like, if you didn't do something that I didn't desire for you to do, you know what I'm saying? I always have this open threat.
Yeah.
You know.
And I got access to this key to control you.
Yes.
If I can't get it, I got somebody who gonna come in here and make you act right.
Right. Yes. And then see, that's how some sisters get themselves hurt.
Yeah.
Some have seriously been hurt, and then there are others that have been unalived. So you really want to be careful with that. With doing something like that. I would really truly admonish the queens out there, baby, talk it through. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk it through, and if you can't talk it through, just end it. Just say, hey, you know what? This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work for you, and it isn't going to work for me. Right? Yeah. So let's just agree to remain amicable. Let's be outgoing and harmonious and be friends.
Yeah.
And and do it that way, because anything other than that, it's going to turn into something else.
Yeah. And like you say, man, it's gonna that level of disrespect is gonna multiply.
Yes.
It's only gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better. Because once it's like they say, once you give them an inch, they take a mile.
Yeah.
That's for anybody, male or female.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I say too. If you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. If you give them a mile, they're gonna take the block. If you give them the block, they're gonna take the city. You see what I'm saying? Their ultimate goal is to take and occupy the entire city. Yeah. Right? With that kind of mentality. And it is unfortunate that we have these kinds of situations that are even going on today. And a lot of it, it just simply deals with the fact of a lack of temperance.
Yeah.
Yes. Temperance, meaning self-control.
Control, yep.
If you look at everything in society today, pretty much is geared toward instant gratification.
Yeah.
No temperance, no self-control. I want it, and I want it now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how you have to get it. I don't care. Sisters know that some of the brothers that they're with, man, financially, they can't finagle certain things because they're already juggling certain things. And they still put that pressure. No, I want this, and I think you need to get it for me because I deserve it. I am a queen, and I deserve it, right? And the next thing you know, they're looking around trying to find their man. He gone. You know?
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out, why did you leave? Because of you.
Now, what's your thing on this, man? Because a lot of times in our community we use the word queen, but a queen can't be a queen without a king.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So,
or unless the king has been unalived, and she gets to be the
passed on. He's gone, and she's in charge. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. Yes.
Yourself a queen. Yeah.
Correct. Correct. You're going to have some validation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Man, it's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in these relationships, man, and the power struggle, like you were saying, instant gratification, and you got so many people, man. They jumping off. They going crazy at the drop of a dime. They like I said earlier, going 0 to 100 on the smallest things because they can't control. Like you said, they can't control themselves. They have no temperance.
Yes.
So something might not be that serious, but now they didn't turn it into something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. And brought harm to you. Maybe even brought harm to themselves and you.
Yes.
Or made the relationship to brought to a situation where now you can't go back. Nah, this relationship ain't no good. I got to get up out of here.
Correct.
Yeah.
And here's a dangerous thing because of social media, right?
Yeah.
The male and female could be at odds with each other, and she gets online and tells her followers, well, he did such and such and such and such to me. You know, and when you look up, it's somebody at your door talking about we finna get ready, put some pain on you because of what they put on social media.
Yeah.
You really have to be careful because the crazy part about this is that you can know that someone is being bombastic. You know what I mean? Confabulating something, a hyperbole or hyperbolo something, or paraboleo it, stretching it for an intended exaggeration, right? They're exaggerating things, but they didn't calculate for the unintended consequences of that unintended exaggeration. They calculated for it in their mind because they thought, yeah, this will happen if I do this, right?
Yeah.
Those are the consequences, but you didn't calculate for the unintended consequences. You know how people say, oh, I didn't intend for that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that what you put in motion. You only thought about the initial point. You didn't see where it was going or what it's going to take it to.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And here's the crazy part about it is that there are people that will egg that on. They won't say, you know what, I don't think that's a good look or a good fit.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't do that. They don't have a voice of reasoning. There is no one that's saying, hey, I'm not so sure if this is correct. But if it is, you shouldn't move on it like this. Perhaps you should handle it like that, right? We don't have those voices of reasoning anymore because why? Everybody is out of control. Yeah. It's about self and how I'm going to project myself. And then everybody, man, is strapped up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They coming from everywhere with it, man. From under their bras, out of they just got it up.
Yeah. And then they like, man, ain't nobody trying to hear that OG.
Yeah.
You trying to give them a good game and try to give them something right. Ain't nobody trying to listen to that. Ain't nobody
Exactly. I got something for that. But they got something for you too. They're gonna lock you up for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that? Yeah. See, the reality, these guys coming out here giving you all these lies and not telling you how it really operates and how it really goes. Yeah. And you think everything is everything back there. No, it's not. It's a whole nother culture. It's a whole nother different world. Right. And there's nothing to protect you back there but you. You know what I mean? So it ain't about fun. So this is why you see most of the guys that get hooked up in those organizations for what? For protection.
Yeah.
To make it easier to do their bits, you know, or to do their time. That's pretty much one of the reasons why they join the organizations, or they may already be in them when they enter in. But what it does is it provides a safe haven for them, right? When they do that.
That power in numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, there's nothing like your liberty, because we're not free yet. There's a difference. There's nothing like your liberty until you can gain your freedom, until we break this construct of illusions that our counterparts have on us. We just have liberty. That's all we have, because liberty means that, okay, yeah, you can do something, but you can't do it without asking.
Exactly.
Without permission. But freedom means that you can do whatever you want when you get ready to do it, and you ain't got to ask nobody to do nothing. See, that's the difference. See, and that's the problem with the movement now. People talking about liberation. We need to be. That's all you want is liberation? I thought you wanted to be free. The whole goal is to be free, to be able to make our own choices when we choose to make them without having to answer to anyone else.
And that's how every man should be. And like you said, in the military, that's what they call it liberty. Because moving around within their laws and regulations and their restraints.
Yes.
That's how people are. And most people don't even recognize that they are. They don't even recognize that they've been brainwashed to move a certain way inside this system.
Correct. Absolutely.
You know, I have a couple buddies that's kind of outside of the matrix. We call it, the matrix.
Correct.
They work for themselves, and those rules and regulations don't follow. But they got a little bit longer leash than we got. That's what I say.
Exactly. I understand exactly and understand exactly what you're saying. There are certain things that don't apply to them that may apply to us, right? Because they have achieved a certain level of autonomy. Okay. Tending toward the freedom. You know what I mean? But when you get up around $1 billion, you pretty much free. I guarantee you get $1 billion, you free.
Yeah, you
right?
Free.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna answer to nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
It all depends on how you got that $1 billion, though. If you got it with them, then you might not be free. But if you got it outside of them, though, you free.
Correct.
Yeah.
Again, there's always exceptions. You're correct. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, because so many times in our community, there's somebody that doesn't look like us with their hands in it.
Correct. Correct.
And, we are so talented and gifted that we don't need anything outside. If we just look within inside ourselves, we could do it.
Correct. And it's just like when you look at the HBCUs, when you look at them, those are not Black owned. They're owned by Europeans.
Yeah.
But
we talked about that on Wind Down Wednesday. We talked about it.
Yes. But the students that attend think that they're going to an all Black college. And you're not. You're going to something that Master paid for, right? And they're still teaching their curriculums.
Exactly.
Right.
We had over this way we have Prairie View, but they got who took A&M took them over. But used to be Prairie View, now it's Prairie View A&M, you know?
Yes.
We gotta go.
Yeah, it is the illusion of inclusion.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the illusion of inclusion. You know, it's benign neglect. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And you just take a minute and think about it. We don't educate ourselves to this point, because if you notice, everybody out here that may have a bit of information, they're trying to sell it.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you come into this coaching session or come into this class, and you got to pay X amount of dollars, Well, they're only using the same principles. So there's going to be someone that really needs the information, but aren't going to get it.
Ain't gonna have access to it.
Yes, there are people right now that have stored up paraphernalia that they cannot use, probably never will use, but they got it stored up, in other words, locked away, and won't make it available so that someone can have access to it. You can't use it, right?
Yeah.
But you're not going to allow anyone else to use it. This is a phenomenon. This is what we do to each other.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm committed. When you see Men of Truth session, Wind Down Wednesday, that's why I'm committed to giving the audience, the family, the people, information that you would have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for.
Yeah. You're going to spend a lot of time researching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the way, and there's a specific way that I teach along with my constituents. And we did this on purpose. We teach in a way that if you ever hear it anywhere else, you know where it came from immediately, right? So the way that we disseminate and distribute and pass out information, AI can't duplicate that, right?
Exactly.
See, you have to be ahead of the curve to understand this, because before they ever came out with AI, I taught on it. And I told them, I said, listen to me. I said, AI is coming. They said, huh? I said, AI is coming. I said, artificial intelligence is coming to take over. And I coupled that with the fact that, for educational purposes only, our European counterparts are AI. They need the assistance of AI to be able to do what it is that they do, because who are they trying to outthink? Us. They know that we get information way before they do. And you know that the military has used all kinds of experiments, right?
Oh, yeah.
For example, remote viewing. Remote viewing, where they experimented with certain people that had the ability to see into the realm of the spirit and locate things, know where they are and what it is that they're doing, right? Remote viewing. That's a fact that really happens. But the real essence of it, it is really called something else. It's actually called penetrating vision. Penetrating vision is different. I'm writing about that in my book. Penetrating vision is different than X-ray vision. X-ray vision gives you only the ability to see into an object, right? Like when you look at them X-rays, it's only looking into the object. You can see the bones and different types of things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
But with penetrating vision, you see completely through the object based upon the light spectrum, based upon the light. So with having the ability to have penetrating vision, you have the ability to what I refer to as bend light, or refract it. When you refract light, you can see the reflections of everything around you. That's what's powerful about penetrating vision, because penetrating vision allows you to actually see in 3D. We can see in 3D, but we don't. We only see one dimensional, right? Because we can't see the interior and the posterior at the same time. That would be considered looking in 3D, right? We can only see the front, so we see in 3D. I mean, in 1D. So, but with penetrating vision, what tends to happen is you have the ability to see through a thing, bend the light refraction, bend the light, and then see every aspect of it. It's light bending. We have the ability.
Oh, Mr. Clay has let's see, man, like he kind of froze up. Mr. Clay.
Yeah, we did.
There we go, man. There we go.
I know, right?
It was
I was
right when you dropping science.
Right. You know what I mean? So that's that's penetrating vision, but you don't hear anybody talking about that.
No, you don't.
No, indeed.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? But it's penetrating vision where you bend light, because we're what? Light beings. We're
Yes, we
ether
are.
beings. So when we're in tune with ourselves, we have the ability to see through, look through,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You've had out of body experiences.
Yes, I have.
You know what that feels like.
And I've also tried DMT.
Yes.
And I was able to. People gonna be tripping out. They're gonna be like, "Man, what the hell are they talking about?"
Right.
But I was able to see the makeup of the dimension.
Yes.
I was able to see through the walls. I could see molecules. I could see everything.
Yes.
Around me. Everything was almost kind of like stop. It's almost like time stopped. I could see everything.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I've had multiple.
And that DMT, what it actually did was it only unlocked your gift. Yeah. Because you have the ability to do that without even experiencing that. Yeah. But what it takes is, yes, it takes meditation. Yeah. It takes being away from everything and meditating. And you'll be surprised. There's times, man, that I've been all the way over in Africa, man, being at gatherings and different types of things like that. Yeah, just we can do all kinds of things, but that
was my purpose for trying DMT, was to find out what all could we do with this body, what was being withheld from us.
Yes.
What was being lied to about this body that was given to us. What are the capabilities of this body? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
You can ask any questions when you cross over to the other side. And that's what I want. People can be like, what the hell Swin talk about?
Right.
Spirituality. And honestly, man, when I meditated and I stayed on a steady regimen of meditation, I was able to have out-of-body experiences without the aid of DMT or anything like that. You know,
correct.
Honestly, man, I would sometimes I would go outside in nature. I would go in my backyard and I would meditate.
Yes.
You know, I would see myself standing next to myself in the backyard.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. And here's the thing too. You know, when you meditate like that, and you're able to tap in, you're able to hear conversations. You're able to hear different people having conversations. And during the course of the day, when you leave the home or leave your house, you're divinely bump into that person that you heard conversating, and you'll be having the same conversation that you heard when you were in meditation.
Yeah.
This is why I often tell people, the more rest you get, the more intuitive or spiritual you're going to be.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to get in tune with yourself, right? Yeah. Check this out, T. If you notice those brothers that have been incarcerated for an extended period of time, it's hard to tell what their age is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They age differently, right?
Yeah.
I know personally. I'm talking from a personal standpoint.
Yeah. Some age slower, some age faster, depending on what kind of mind state they got.
Exactly. If they are applying themselves while they are there, right? But even if they aren't, they still will have a certain level of youthfulness. Yes, youthfulness. Yes. The reason why is that they're getting proper rest. If you've ever listened to the elders, what they always say is get proper rest.
Yeah.
Why do we want to rest? We want to rest because it allows the body to naturally heal itself, to get in tune with itself. But if we're busy doing any and every other thing, we're taking on that energy and processing it, as opposed to allowing our body to process the energy that's already there.
Yeah.
Right? So there's the difference. So you're going to age differently.
Yeah.
When you rest. So people say, well, how are you maintaining your youthfulness? I get plenty of rest. When you find me, I'll be somewhere resting. When you find me, I'll be sitting, meditating.
Yeah.
I'll be pondering. Why? Because I'm putting my mind in a place where it's gathering information so that I'll know what's going on. When you meditate, what tends to happen is that when you begin to converse with people, you tend to be 4 or 5 thoughts ahead of them. In other words, yes. In other words, when you're talking to them, you are 4 or 5 thoughts ahead of them, and you're able to bring them to your thought from where they're at. And to them, that's amazing, because they'll start saying to themselves, oh, that's mind control. You're controlling my mind. No, I'm not. I knew where you were going, and I just brought you to where you were ultimately going. Right?
Yeah.
This is what we've lost the ability to do, that, to be in real time conversation.
Yeah.
Right? When you get in real time conversation, it's a little scary, But yeah.
I've seen myself, I've meditated, and I've seen myself in the past and in the future. It's like sometimes I've meditated where it felt like I was traveling.
Yes.
Like it took me different places. I was in certain parts of the world. And then actually, man, I can honestly say that everything that's ever like pretty much happened to me, I've already seen it.
Yes.
Before it happened.
Yes.
And then I recognize it when it's going down, and I say, I saw this while I was meditating.
Yes.
And, what they call that? Like I see a job, like it's like, let's say that I see a job and I'll be like, okay, man, I've seen this guy before. Man, I already seen myself working with this guy.
Yeah, that's called
premonition.
Yeah. Actually, it's another term for it too, but it's a little different. Like you have what I want to say, deja vu.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
And I seen the person, I seen what they were wearing, I seen the location, I heard the conversation, and I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, this bird about to go by, he about to say this truck about to go by, he pulled a notebook out of his back pocket. I said, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. You know what I'm saying? But then I also already had another vision. I say, well, I'm not gonna be here for too long. So I know this is not the end right here.
Right. Yes, sir.
This is like a stepping stone into where I'm supposed to be getting to.
Right.
And that's
absolutely.
And there was one time, man, I had a dream that that I was in a vehicle that got hit by an 18-wheeler, and the vehicle started to get crushed by the 18-wheeler, and I woke up before I could die in the dream.
Correct.
That same day, I had to go to work to turn in some medical paperwork because I was out from work because I was injured. So I had to go to work to take them my medical documents so they could say, okay, he needs to be off of medical leave. I turn it in, I leave the plant. I'm going down the road. I'm at the intersection. I'm at the stoplight. I'm in the left lane. On the right side of me, there's an 18-wheeler. In my dream that morning, the 18-wheeler was white. The 18-wheeler on the side of me in real life was white. Okay. We go up under the underpass. I need to make a left turn under the underpass. But at this intersection, there's 2 left turns. I'm in the inside, the 18-wheeler's in the outside lane or the middle lane, right? I make my left. The 18-wheeler start making his left early, like he forgot I was there. In that moment, I saw exactly what I saw in my dream, the white 18-wheeler crushing the vehicle that I was in. That morning, man, I slammed on the brakes. I threw my vehicle in reverse, and I looked in my rear view. I remember there was nobody behind me. It was just me and that 18-wheeler on that road that day. And I stepped on the gas and put it in reverse and got out of there. The back of the trailer caught my passenger side headlight. And that was it. If I would have stayed where I was at, the truck would have went across my car diagonally and crushed the cab of my car, and I would have been done for. Right. But that morning, I had that dream. I woke up from that dream before I could die, and the exact thing that happened almost happened in the dream happened in real life. I said, if it wasn't for that dream, I wouldn't have known what to do.
Correct. Yeah. What happens is when things happen like that, there's a disturbance in the force. In other words, there is somebody that's doing something in the force or in the spirit to come against you, to bring harm to you, or to hurt you in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is the powers that be alert you. They send you a download,
Mm-hmm.
and you download it. But here's the thing about that download: you have to be sensitive enough to receive it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't receive the download, then you can't get the message to open up the message and see what the message is really talking about. And so that's what's happening. Someone is disturbing something in the force.
Yeah.
Anytime there's something that's seeking to hurt us or harm us, somebody is doing something to disturb the force, or to do what? Switch the matrix around, right? To change how things are really supposed to be. So because you got the download, I know it sounds like some matrix stuff, but it's real.
But it's
true.
real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah. We are actually living in the Matrix.
Yes.
And what's the sister's name? Sophia Stewart, the lady that wrote the Matrix and the Terminator. They're tied together.
Yes.
They've been trying to steal stories from her and trying to shut her up, and they still the government trying to take her copyrights.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
But yes, it is real. And so because whoever and whatever was trying to do it to you, they couldn't do it because actually they didn't have the authority nor the power to be doing what it was that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why we should always be on alert. We should always be paying attention to what's going on.
Are you familiar with a book called The Alchemist?
Yes. Yes.
That was, what do you think about that book? I thought that was a really good book, and it tells you to pay attention to the omens. What's your thoughts on omens?
Yes. And yes, in actuality, I had it in my library and somebody got
it. Somebody borrowed it, didn't give it back?
Yes. Yes, I had that. I had the Machiavellian. Yes, I had all of them. I got one. Yes, I got an old one, man, that I know you'll love. I'll let you read it if you want to read it. But it's by let me see if I can find it in the dark. It's old, man.
The last couple of books that were suggested to me, I got the Book of Enoch. I got that up there, and this is what Mr. Clare suggested to me too. The Foundations. So I got my copy of that. T. Swin got to knock that out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
this one.
It out.
Yes, this one is. Let me see. A brother gave this to me, man, way back in the 80s, but it is an old copy, man, and
Iceberg Slim.
It's falling apart, huh?
Iceberg Slim.
And it's falling apart on me. But look at it. See if you guys can see this.
Okay. Marcus Aurelius.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Stoicism. Yeah.
Yes.
What about Stoicism?
Yes. So yeah, when you look at it's worn.
Yeah.
Look at it's old, and I got it in my library. I got a number of old books in my library that I was gifted with some years and years and years ago. But it's talking about meditation, and you'll be surprised the information that's hidden there. This is old information. There is information that are hidden from us. And then there are those of us that know how to find that kind of information and then be able to articulate it.
Yeah.
You see, and it's all in the articulation and how you formalize that, the physiognomy of it. The physiognomy of it is how you're relating to how you're speaking it, and the body of how you're using it to be able to say what it is that you're saying, and it be culpable and comprehensive, right?
Yes, sir.
When you're speaking and talking to someone, you don't want to just sound good, but you want comprehension. Yeah. I want you to comprehend what it is that I'm saying to you. Not how I comprehend it, but how you're supposed to comprehend it. You see. And so often what happens is people want you to get it how they get it, and that's incorrect.
Yeah.
Because that would only be regurgitation, right?
Yeah.
It would be, it would be regurgitation, which means that the person really didn't comprehend it. They really didn't get it. They only received it at that moment to be able to spit it back to you.
They just recite it. They don't even understand it.
Exactly.
Or overstand it.
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely correct. Yes.
And that's the way the education system is right now. They just want you to memorize and recite stuff.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, there's a term for it. I'm just not recalling it right now. But yeah, it's the term for it. That you're just learning for the moment and you're not going to retain it.
Nah. Yeah, that's why some of this stuff, like me and my twin, we do music, man. We memorize raps. So in that system, it's easy for us to memorize stuff. You know, I just put it in the format that's easy for me to memorize. I used to work at a chemical plant. They used to give us a test. It used to have like 200, 300 questions. And it's simple. All I do is just put the answers in short form that's simple for me to remember, recite it, boom, spit it out the next day. I could take the 200, 300 question test the next day and ace that thing.
Yes.
Because it wasn't thought into it. It was just memorizing it.
Exactly.
It wasn't teaching me how to think. You just teaching me how to memorize this crap. And
if I'm correct, JB, can you look up a word called rote? That may be it. Rote. I don't have my computer with me, so, but it's rote. When it comes to
spelling,
the rote,
R-O-T-E.
Rote.
R-O-T.
Yeah.
Let's see. You want to get you trying to get the origin of it?
Yes.
Let's see. Bing. All right. Mark letters, words, or other symbols on a surface, typically paper, with a pen, pencil, or similar implement.
No.
Compose. Let's see.
Yeah. That's W-R-O-T-E, right?
Yeah.
No. Rote. R-O-T-E. See if it's going to come up for you.
Okay. R-O-T-E. Mechanical or habitual repetition.
Yes.
Of something to be learned.
Yes.
Wow, learn something every day.
Yeah. Yes. Rote.
Hey, man, I tell my brother, man, I say every time I'm with Mr. Clay, I learn something new. I said
yes,
that in the podcast, man. Learn something new.
Yes. It's rote. It's rote learning. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, you really don't get it. It's just that you're picking it up for the moment. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
this is what most people do. It's rote learning, and which is what's happening. For example, with the phones, what's happening with the phones, which is why the kids are becoming dumber, is that actually the information in their head, they're storing it in the phone. And so when it comes time for them to think, they can't think because there's nothing in there. It's in the phone. So they have to get the phone to get the information, right?
Former colleague don't know phone number.
Yeah, a former colleague of mine, peace be upon him, Professor Robert Haining, Dr. Haining. We used to talk about this all the time. And what we talked about, and this was in the early 90s. What we talked about was about technology and what technology was going to do before it did it.
Yeah.
And this was before they really came out. Of course, with the mobile phones that they have today, the cell phones they have today, they had them big clunky things, or they had the little beepers, They're
like big walkie-talkies. Yeah.
Yes. And what we were talking about was that what's going to happen is that the people are no longer going to be able to think, because all of the information that we would normally store here, we were going to begin to store it in those devices. And this is what they've done. If you notice, what they've done is cause the computers now to think. They have the computers thinking. Where does that idea come from? From where? From here.
Yeah.
right? So they're taking the information from here and then doing what? Downloading it in the computer. They actually created a chip out of melanin. And this melanin holds so many bytes of information, and this melanin chip they could use in the computer and get the computer to think. Fact, I kid you not. You look it up.
Hey, I'm not accusing you of fibbing or anything like that.
Yeah, I know you guys not. I know you not.
I believe it because
Yes.
I met. Are you familiar with Dr. Laila?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I met him. I met him at the Shrine of the Black Madonna here in Houston, man. I also have his book on melanin.
Okay. Let me see.
So yeah, they say melanin is hot on the black market.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes. You get so many thousands of dollars for X amount of melanin.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm looking for a book for you. Man, I got.
Yeah, we live in so many people live in different worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you see that? Can you guys see it?
What makes the people black? Melanin. Yeah.
That's by your doctor.
Yes, sir. In Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I met him, man, before he passed away.
Yeah. Man,
I got a picture with him on my Instagram.
Yes, indeed. That brother was cold, man.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, indeed. He's popping it. I don't know if you got this one, boy, but it lays out melanin too, man, and it shows you all about melanin. It talks about the melanocytes and different types of things, even in here, right here.
Yeah, he also talked about pseudomelanin.
Yes, that's what our European counterparts carry. They carry a different.
He was smelling like ammonia.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, which is real. Which is very real.
Yeah,
man. Mr. Clay. Yeah, Swin was. I was on it heavy.
Yes, sir.
I found my Aberisha manuals the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was talking about spirit earlier, and Ifa, Ori is the word for spirit.
Yes.
So yeah, you get up every morning, you kind of say a prayer to your spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, I know a little bit. I need to dive back into it.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. That's what's going to in this next season, because of what's happening, is purging is coming forth.
Yeah.
It's going to take the continuum or the collectum. There's a collectum of us, and we're divinely hooking up now, just like you and I did. We are divinely hooking up. It's a divine incident, not an accident. It's an incident. It is an encounter that is supposed to happen for certain experiences to happen. Us coming together is not just for our experience. Us coming together has even allowed J. Bean to have an experience.
Mm-hmm.
It has also allowed Wind Down Wednesday to have an experience with Men Can Always Be Wrong.
Yes,
the Truth Session has an experience with Men Can Always Be Wrong, which means that there are people that are interstellarly connecting, like plexus. We're connecting to transfer information.
Yeah.
Because the time is coming where we're going to have to be able to transfer information with this again.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to thought it to each other.
Yeah,
right?
you'll be forced.
Yes. Okay, because it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. People think it's a long way off. It's not. It's coming, and you're going to have self-control. You're going to have to be able to control your thinking, your emotions, your body functions. You're going to have to be able to control them. And this is something that the arts give us the ability to do, to be able to control our body, to slow our heart rate, we can slow our heart rate and get into a state of meditation where we can get our body to do certain things that normally it couldn't do, right?
Mhm.
It's because we tapped out and went into another phase of who we really are. So yeah, those things are going to be happening for us. And what's happening even with the Cat Williams, and getting back with, taking the cat by the tail, sort of, for speaking Mark Twain. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This is why there's a revealing coming, or a purging coming, so that you can see how things really appear, and then you can see who is real, who is who they really say they are, and if they can do what they really say they can do.
Yeah, who is who and what is what. Yeah,
absolutely. This is the time frame. This is when it's all going to happen. And I'm telling you, all of these jokers out here that's being whoever they want to be and doing whatever they want to do, the cover is coming off.
Yeah.
And here's my caution. Here's my caution. That there are some whose aura is so bright, they got such a bright light that you can't see through it and see that they are nothing more than an ugly soul because of their aura. But those of us that have penetrating vision, we can see through you. You remember the old phrase, "Nigga, I see through you."
Yeah, I see through that bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oftentimes we say things, but we really don't know it has real meaning.
You don't know the origin of it, where it come from, and it's a lot behind that. Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I used to Mr. Clay Master had them boys spook. I used to work at a asphalt plant, and I used to say my prayer. I used to go outside. If it looked like it was raining, man, I would say a certain prayer. And people gonna think this crazy, man. But I would say a certain prayer. And it wouldn't rain until I left work, until I left that facility or got home. That's when it rained. I'd be like, they'd be like, hey man, supposed to rain today. I'd be like, hey, it's not gonna rain today.
Yes, sir.
They're like,
yes, sir. Yes, we do. We do have that power and authority. Yes.
Hey, and I would go outside, I would say my prayer, and then the gray clouds would disappear, and it would just be sunny over the plant where I worked at.
Yes.
And they'd be looking, hey, I had them so spooked, they were like, hey, Swin must be doing something for real. They say, hey, Swin, man, can you stop it from raining today? That's what they would say.
Yes, sir.
You stop for raining. Man, I get up, every morning I do my prayer, order alone and say, and they be looking at me like, what the hell he doing? And I tell myself, I'm over here doing voodoo, man.
Yeah.
So don't mess with me, man. I do some voodoo on
you. Yes.
I had them really spooked though.
Yes,
but
sir.
I do my prayers, man. And you know who actually pointed me in the direction of tapping into this information, man? It was Dr. Umar. Even though as controversial as he is,
yes,
he's the one that pointed me in the direction of meeting my first Baba. And then that Baba was in Louisiana. He put me in touch with a Baba here in Houston.
Okay.
Mr. Obafemi Ifeanyi. Okay. I started studying. Like I said, I still got the text. I still got the books. I still got everything.
Yes, sir.
So when I, want to tap in, that's still, still in my head. I still get up and do certain things. I still do my libations and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
But, this information. This stuff is real.
Yes, indeed. I was true story. I was coming through Atlanta. I was headed to Alabama, and I was getting ready to head into Columbus, Georgia, and it was a tornado coming. And the funnel cloud was getting ready to come down right by the highway. The funnel cloud was getting ready to come down. And when it got ready to come down, I spoke to it and sent it back up. And it spun back up and it went on past, and I shot on through. We have the ability to do these things. I'm to turn away snowstorms.
Yeah,
I was in Memphis. I was doing a conference in Memphis, and there was a snowstorm that was coming. And I was at my hotel. I opened up the hotel door and spoke to it and told it and sent it all the way around to go around, and that snowstorm left and went all the way around and didn't come through there. And I can tell you story after story after story. This is why it's important. Those of us that sit in a certain place, we have a certain kind of demeanor. And you won't catch us being in a hurry. We ain't trying to make nothing happen fast.
Yeah.
We're causing things to happen according to the design, right? There are things that have been designed to happen. And when we are in alignment with that, it appears that we spoke it and it happened just like that. No, we aligned that a long time ago. We just advanced to where it is. And in the Greek, we call that kairos. It's called a kairos time in the Greek. And what that means is to advance to a set occasion that has already been pre-deposited in time. Yeah. So this is what we do. And we know time is a concept. We know it's not real, but we know the space where it is supposed to be aligned and manifest at that particular juncture. When we get there, it's gonna manifest. But this, we have spoken it eons ago. We didn't just speak it today, but we spoke it eons ago, and we're advancing to it. Why? Because we have awakened and recall who we are, and now we can do what we are designed to do. And the more of us that connect, the easier it is for us to manifest it, right? And regain our power and authority. The power and authority really rest upon our shoulders, but we have denied our own humanity. And what we've done is we've desired to be like someone else, while that someone else knows who we are and want to be like us.
Man, there's a picture, and you probably seen it, and it talks about when people celebrate, or it talks about tradition, and it shows African people, and it shows them in their tradition and celebration and their party. Then it shows Asian people, and it shows them in their parades and their celebrations and the dragons and everything, that, you know, their history. And then it shows Hispanic people and their traditions. And then it shows like some Viking looking people, and all it was kind of more like pillaging, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything happy.
Right.
I ain't trying to get at a certain group of people, but man,
right. It's just for educational purposes only. You're educating us to see and be able to determine, you know, the outcome of some things that may have happened.
Yeah, but like you were saying, man, it's a lot of this stuff. It was already there. We're just getting to where we need to be so we can tap into it.
Correct.
Man, and like I said, I used to have them guys spooked at work, man. They was like, hey, Swin, man, hey, can you stop the rain today? They start getting serious with it.
Yeah.
And for real, bro. And I was JB like, what the hell are we talking about?
JB's over there like, man, y'all is so something else.
Hey, but the first part of E-Fun, initiation, becoming an apparition, is becoming one with nature, understanding nature, and getting in tune with certain plants and herbs and everything like that. And understanding nature before you move to the next stage or next phase, before you move up and eventually become a chief or a baba. You know, you get your Lekki beads, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And so the first part is understanding nature, becoming one with nature.
Yes, absolutely.
They separated us. You go back and look in history, all throughout history, when people first came, man, when Europeans first came over to this country, they used us to learn about the land.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, especially the area where you in, they didn't even know what to do with that marshland.
Exactly.
They didn't even know. And a brother had to tell him, hey, man, you can grow tobacco here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Tobacco and rice.
Exactly. Yep. And there's a lot of history that people don't know about, and how certain people, brothers and sisters, had hundreds and thousands of acres.
Yes.
Because they were paid to come over here and show Europeans how to farm the land.
Exactly.
Even though there was supposed to be Native Americans already here.
We know who that was.
Yeah,
We know who that was. It was us.
yeah, exactly, man. This history is so is so incorrect.
Yes.
They left so much stuff out. They want you, like they say, his story, because he is telling his story.
Yes.
And, like, we talked about the Gullah Wars and all that, and we talked about Black Wall Street.
Yes.
And now, like, according to history, man, Black Wall Street is the first airstrike on American soil.
Exactly.
And it was done by the American government.
Yes.
On its own American people.
Yes. And turned around, did the same thing in New Jersey.
Exactly. And then people like, I can't believe it. This really happened? Hell yeah, it really happened.
Yes.
They're going to teach you that in school.
Exactly. There's been so many atrocities that have happened.
Yeah, so they're teaching you. Yeah, what else they not teaching you? What else they happening from you?
Yes. You know? They are innumerable. There's so many of them that have happened. But I seen a meme today.
Yes, sir.
Where a brother said that they have established heaven on your land and pointed you to the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, and I would say this too, man. Umar has said this. He has said this. Sometimes he say some good stuff, and we've had him on our podcast.
Right.
They have tricked you into thinking that your heaven is waiting on you in the sky.
Right.
That you don't deserve nothing while you here, that you're going to get it when you die, while they living in their heaven here.
Right. Correct. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
I remember I did a piece, I did a podcast on Dr. Umar some years ago, and it just popped back up the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when he and Tariq,
Rashid,
and then what's the little financial professor name? I can't recall his name right now, but it was
Boyce Watkins.
Yes, Boyce Watkins. Yes, when they was feuding back then. But I
be paying attention, man.
Yes, I did a piece on it, right?
Yeah,
where I was talking about where they felt like Dr. Umar was too ethnistic, that he was aggressive with it, and Tariq, that's what Tariq's stance was, and that's what Boyce Watkins' stance was, right? But my point was that without Dr. Umar doing what he does, it wouldn't be easier for Tariq to do what he does and what Boyce Watkins to do what he does.
That's true.
Right? He is like taking the brunt of the blade for you because everybody is hitting at him while you get to do what it is that you do much easier.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That thing, man, went viral. That thing got over 6,000 and some views on it. I mean, they were just watching it and watching it and watching it. But yeah, I think Dr. Umar is relevant in terms of what it is that he does, and this is just my opinion. I think that he's very relevant.
Yeah.
But however, I believe that there's more than one way to get into the city.
Yes, sir.
Right?
And you said that before on there.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think that there's just one way to get in the city. And and Dr. Umar's premise is that it has to be Pan-Africanism. Right?
Yeah.
And for me, when he does that, I feel like that he separates himself, and that there is a certain group of people that are not going to gravitate
they're not going
to him.
Yeah.
Right? When actuality, they may need what he has.
Yeah.
So in our greatest attempt to be perfect at what we do, there is also the tendency to be imperfect, right? Because as perfect as you are, that's how imperfect as you are.
Yeah.
So if you don't take that into account, you would only try to feed that element of you that wants everything to work one way when it doesn't. And this is what I tell people all the time too about quote unquote God. about the Lord. You know, when people and they be like, "Man, you blaspheming." I said, "But whatever." But
yeah,
what I tell them, I said, as perfect as God is, that's how imperfect God is. Everything that you see, according to, was created by Him, right? And I use him loosely because I think it's a him and a her. So, but that's a whole nother story. So, but if everything was then created by him, then everything that we see, there is something that is imperfect, and then there is something that is perfect, right? So there is a plurality. And so with that plurality, we understand that there is dark and then there is light. That's plurality, right? So we know that light and darkness used to be one until they were what? Separated. Once they were separated, you can see the distinction. You can see that there was darkness and then there was light, right? So that means plurality. That means that it takes light to balance dark and dark to balance light. And that's the same thing with perfection. Perfection cannot exist without imperfection, right?
Yeah.
I use as an example, hot and cold water. I think you probably heard me use this before, Swin. Hot and cold water. I ask people all the time. I say, is hot and cold water the same or are they different? So everybody said, no, they're different. They're different. And I said, okay, well, take this into consideration. You get cold water and pour it in a pot and then put it on the stove and let it boil. What happened?
It became hot.
It became hot. So what happened to the cold water?
It transformed.
It transformed into what? Hot water. So they're both what? The same. The hot water is the cold water, and the cold water is the hot water. Based upon the environment that it enters into will determine if it become conducive for either being cold or being hot. That's how perfection is and imperfection. You see? So they're balancing one another. Without balance, nothing works. Everything becomes chaotic.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. That's what anything. That's what mechanics. That's fixing a car.
Yes. Right. So it's easier to fool the people. Right? It's easier to fool the people than to get them to believe that they've been lied to.
Yeah.
Right? It's easier to fool them than it is to get them to believe that they've been lied to. You can fool them easier.
Why do you think so many people have a problem with just recognizing or just picking up on stuff with common sense? Saying, hey, looking at things and be like, man, something don't seem quite right. Man, that don't make no sense. Right. I think people have a struggle with that. Right, because they've been programmed. They've been programmed. That downloads have been placed in them so that they can't. Let's take, for example, trauma. Let's say that someone was traumatized, right? Yeah. And what we found out through trauma inhibits a certain portion of the brain to develop, right? So if that portion of your brain that did not develop determines whether you're able to have common sense, then you would be lacking in that particular area. You see what I'm saying? So I don't mean to cut you out, but okay, when that happens, it stops that area from developing. Or yes. Constant trauma stop that area from developing. Yes. Actually, all it takes is just one incident of trauma. And in fact, you know what? It don't even have to. Trauma can happen to someone else and then have an effect on you. Yeah. And the trauma wasn't even carried out on you. But here's the caveat though. The fantastic thing about it is that the brain continues to grow, and at any point you put a different download in there, the brain will be able to grow. Yeah. Right? So the situation isn't permanent.
And this is what people don't understand about the brain. The brain is so elastic. It is so powerful that it has the ability to regenerate. Right.
Yeah.
So people don't get into that area of it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like for me, man, I don't like to I don't like to see people getting injured, because whatever area they get injured, that's when my body hurts.
Yes.
So like you got this new generation. They like seeing people off themselves or break their legs or do dangerous stunts and get hurt. I can't watch stuff like that. Correct. I don't like seeing that because my body hurts wherever those people get hurt.
Yes.
And it's instantaneous.
Yes.
Instantaneous. Soon as something happens to those people, that same area, that's where the pain hits in my body. So I was like, I don't like watching stuff like that.
Yes, that's because you're an empath. Mm-hmm. That means that you're being empathetic, which means that you can feel exactly what they felt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, man, this conversation tonight has won a million.
I know, right?
We started off with Cat. We did the Jonathan Majors. Man, a bunch of stuff. But like you said, man, we went to freedom and like, man, being your own boss and the systems that's put in place and that what's in front of us that people are not seeing.
Yes,
it all ties into that. So
correct.
For y'all, we might have went a bunch of places, but it all ties together.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And like I said, it's always great having Mr. Clay on, man. We always learn. Like I said, I learn something new every time. They say, according to what I read, every time you learn something new, you get a new wrinkle in your brain. Like you said,
yes,
the brain keeps going.
Yes. It's as the old saying goes. Be careful when you take that cat by the tail.
Exactly. And so, yeah, man, like we say, men can't always be wrong.
No,
we can't always be wrong. We come in here, man. We bring a guest on that's going to bring you knowledge and to get you set on the right path, man, to get you going the right place in the right direction. And you might have just heard what you just needed to hear, man, to catapult you in your purpose or where the direction you need to be headed in this life and in this time, man.
Yes,
a whole new year, and you should always try to be better than what you was last year. That's what we doing. That's what we all doing. And I feel like, man, we've connected and we've met with each other. So we could do that and keep moving forward, man.
Yes.
Say, man, you're very appreciated, man, coming on the podcast and coming on the platform, man. Love you. We appreciate you, man.
Gratitude. Thank you guys for having me, man. It's always an honor and a privilege. Go ahead, JB.
I was gonna say, man, that I just sit back and watch the show because I learn from you every time you come on, man. You get a wealth of knowledge on something I have nothing to know. I don't know anything about. So when you and T Swin talk, I just sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. It's always a pleasure to be here because it's such a balance. Yeah. You guys balance each other out, man. And the conversations are at such a volume that you can easily grasp it. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm talking at you, but we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And I think that we've gotten away from that level of acknowledging and admonishing each other to that place where things can be measured on a level where they're digestible, where we can digest it.
Yeah.
And I think that you all are doing that very well. And I think that, and it happened again tonight. And I think those that will tune in and listen, I think we put something in there for everybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I always say, man, the conversation went where it needed to go.
Yes.
There's a reason for everything. Somebody needed to hear every part of this conversation. Somebody somewhere needed to hear something in this conversation to get what we needed and to move forward and to maybe get some healing, get some direction and some understanding.
Yes, absolutely.
So, man, like I said, it's always, man, man, we always, man, graced by your presence.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love it, man.
Sir.
And
ain't nothing but love for you all, man. I love you all. I love you, T Swin. I love you, J Bean. And man, in great success, continue to be to and to be upon and to be with and to surround. Men can't always be wrong.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. And of course, I'm your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander in the expanded version. Listen, of course, you guys can catch me every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Wind Down Wednesday. And then every Saturday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Times, you can catch me in the Truth Session, Facebook Live. I guarantee you it'll be something for you there. And one of the days we're going to get T Swin and J Bean to come over and host the Truth Session, and I'm gonna get over there with them, and we're gonna have an amazing time.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have an amazing time. Yes,
man. Columbia, South Carolina, man. Houston, Texas. We're gonna be there.
Yes, in H-Town, baby. H-Town. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So listen, I know you guys are about ready to get off, and again, I just want to thank you all for having me as a guest, man. And it's been extraordinary and awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the knowledge.
Yes, most welcome. Yes.
Man,
yes.
Anytime, anywhere, man. Thank you, sir. Man, we appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's 1 o'clock where you at. It's 12. It's 5 past midnight.
Right. Yes, sir.
Man, hopefully, everybody out there, man, you got something good. You got something that you needed. You got something for your soul and your spirit, man. Tap into Wind Down Wednesdays. That's coming up this Wednesday. Make sure you tune in 7 p.m. Man, 8 o'clock on Eastern Time, man. Make sure you tune in. And on Saturday's True Sessions with Mr. Clay, man, make sure you tap on his information, man. He left comments in the bottom in the chat. Go to his YouTube channel, man. Subscribe.
Yes.
Go to ctrmedianetwork.com, man. If you want to be a podcast, you want to learn how to podcast, man, and get into this field, it's still wide open. This lane is wide open. Man, holler at Dr. Tina Ramsey and the amazing people over at CTR Media Network. It's your guy, T Swin. Your boy,
J Bean.
Mr. Clay. And this has been the Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. And we up out of here, y'all. Thank y'all.
The time is now, the time is here. Round up the soldiers and lend me your ear. Pick your head up, stick your chest out, be strong, listen closely, cause men can't always be wrong. The time is now, the time is here. Round up the soldiers and lend me your ear. Pick your head up, stick your chest out, be strong, listen closely, cause men can't always be wrong. Men can't always be. Men can't always be. Men can't always be wrong. Men can't always be. Men can't always be. Men can't always be. Men can't always be wrong. Men can't always be.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.